Hi everyone and happy Friday. I'm actually filming this on Thursday because I am alone in my house today. And so it's nice and quiet with no interruptions because I have no idea how to edit a video. So therefore, I do my videos in one take because I have no idea how to edit. Nor do I really have the free time to try to learn at this moment. So, quiet house with nobody home is when filming will happen. Ignore my little coffee stand down here. I bumped my desk like 2 weeks ago and with a very full fresh cup of coffee on it, and it splattered. Somehow didn't get on my computer stuff, which is a miracle, but it did get on this piece of paper that Katz had moved off of its nice safe spot. So this is August's budget, or it was at the end of July. August's budget. Some things have gotten shifted, moved around due to some different things. So I was just gonna go through and show what actually like came out of our account this month. My husband and I are both salaried. This was not a question on what was going to hit our account. The only time it's a question is if we get a tax return or I say end of year bonus, it's a beginning of year bonus because our companies have to go through and close out their year-end books and then give out bonuses from that. So that's the only time that amount is a little bit in question, which is not in August. So income very steady, very reliable. Our mortgage did come out. That's not a surprise. Mortgage and electric are the same month after. Well, okay, mortgage increased 2 months ago, but we had a warning of a month and a half for that to happen. Trash didn't get paid in August. I believe it got paid in July. So it gets paid every quarter. So it'll be a little bit before that works. The trash comes out of that. Groceries, we went a little over in. We originally budgeted 800. We spent 828. So that's one that it got a little bit of a boost from other categories that did not use all of their funding. School lunches was budgeted 100. We only did 53. And that one's a really hit or miss depending on my kids and what they buy at school. My 9-year-old, my little 4th grader, bought school lunch today. She makes me check every morning. And she got breakfast this morning too because it was waffles. Apparently they're mini waffles. I apparently had to know that. Our phone bill's consistent. The babies we went a little over in, and I think that is really because I bought 2 more containers of formula right at the end of the month. And I buy 2 because we keep one at home and one gets sent to daycare. And we usually run out at about-ish the same time. Kids was 50, and that was really their allowance that I took out in cash. That's really what that was. School stuff ended up being 357. So we budgeted originally 300. That did get bumped up to 400 after the 300 was already used. Sorry, didn't mean to bump. And that's just, school stuff is one that just will accumulate throughout the year. We'll see how that one goes. Daycare should have been a very spot on number, but there was an issue with their billing software / our check-in check-out software, and it got fixed. It's fixed. So all this money that didn't go out in August will be coming out today. But what we actually spent was $1,180. So I budgeted $1,300 for medical. That one did get taken from to cover stuff like groceries and babies. Um, so I budgeted for it, and I will end up using it. I need to go to the dentist, which was the majority of this because I've had a root canal before. I know how much it's going to cost me with my insurance. So that's the majority of this. My husband also went to the doctor, and we're still waiting for that bill to come in. But what did come out is he got a refill on meds, which was $5. So out of my budgeted $1,300, $5 came out. But even though $1,300 was budgeted, that got reduced to cover other things. Oh, these are split. Okay. What's insurance? Oh, I had to find it on my little side paper. Insurance, I know what that is. That's the same every month that got paid. Christmas, I have not bought anything for Christmas. When I start buying Christmas gifts, which now that it's September, I'm really trying to get my kids to start their Christmas lists, and my husband would love if I started mine. I finally got, so he gave me extra bookshelves for my birthday, for last Christmas. They're pretty close together. And they have been wonderful and amazing, and I have not utilized them till now. And I finally brought up the last 3 boxes of books out of our storage room, and my teenager begged me to let her organize them. So they're all organized now alphabetically. It's beautiful. What I did realize is I need more books. I have one empty shelf on each of them, on each of the 3 bookcases I now have. So I determined I need more books. So my husband would love if I would make a list of books that I want. And he can pull from that for Christmas gifts and birthday gifts for a little while, which I will be happy to do. But I have not spent anything out of Christmas, so that's accumulating every single month now. Streaming, I know decently well. I should, theoretically, moving forward, actually have this be an exact amount in our budget. Even in our budget that we do that's more exact than this, I still have it at $60. I just do. Household, we went a little over in, and I could not tell you exactly why. But this does toilet paper, paper towels, cat food, toothpaste, cat litter, all of it. So an extra bag of cat food is more than $30. Gas, we had budgeted $3.50 because we were driving out to Missouri. We did not end up using all of this, so this helped other categories. We ended up only spending $281, which is why most months it's like $300, and even then I don't usually use all of it. But just in case, my husband and I used to do autocross, and that involved, like, it's an hour drive each way, up to the event and back, and we would drive our race cars. So that usually ended up taking a bit of gas. With the 2 babies, we don't do that right now. We will get back into it. We both have a race car that are, they're almost identical. They're a different color, and one's a 99 and one's a 2001. But other than that, they're the same car, so it's really fun. Except for my husband's has a ton of modifications to it. Car maintenance, we only spent $48 out of the budgeted $200. Of course, the budgeted $200 does also have to cover tags in July, so that's like, I think like $75, $80 of this is for tags, to tag all of our cars. It's fun. Eating out, we did go a little over, which I don't like. We did $370 instead of $350. it's a little frustrating. August was a little wonky of a month, so I'm going to be better about that. I really have no choice to be better about that because I'm starting this whole nutrition, diet, exercise thing on Monday. Very nervous about. It'll be fine. I hope. My husband is very supportive about it. Clothes, we spent the $75 that I was trying to build up. I mean, we still have a decent amount in there, but between buying babies pants and we bought I cannot remember all the clothes that we bought this month. I would have to go back and look because I do put notes when I track all of our stuff. Coffee also was budgeted originally $100. It got reduced to $30 to cover other things. And that was, we just didn't buy much coffee this month. I mean, I budgeted because of our trip, but it just didn't end up going anywhere. Dance, which was originally $200, I ended up reducing it to $150, and that's what I spent on it. Kind of. I technically spent more in August, but I'm accounting for that in September, and it's already been accounted for in everything. Home projects is another one that we build up. Originally it was budgeted $100. I really should rewrite all these numbers next to it. We spent $43, and I don't even remember what that was for. I know my husband's been working on our kitchen, and we're close. We've got like 3 things left to do. 3? Paint the walls, paint the cabinets, backsplash. Well, I guess 4 if you include the hardware for all the drawers and stuff. So I guess technically 4. Dates and events was a total of $98. Did we go on a date? No, but I did use date money to pay for a massage that my husband set up for me. So that's where most of that was. Oh, I actually split this up between dates and events. So dates was $70. There you go. And events was $28. And you know what, that probably, both of those combined was the massage that I got. Other came out, I did bump this one up too. Other came out to $146 by the end of the month. The other thing that I ended up adding after we got back from Branson in here was Branson, or else it blew up everything else because we were on a vacation. We weren't at home. We weren't cooking our own meals. We were going, like, we went to the Titanic Museum. It was $90 for 3 of us. It's surprising how expensive that was. It was very, very cool, but it was a little bit more expensive than anticipated. We went to the aquarium. Oh gosh, I know we went more. Oh, we went to, Dogwood Canyon was beautiful. So we went to a couple different like places and things and got souvenirs and food and stuff. If I knew how to spell Branson. There we go. So I did add that in after we got back from that trip, just when I was going through all of the transactions for it. And that I ended up budgeting $360 for that, and we ended up, and I could do that because I knew exactly how much it was. It was $358 that we actually spent. So I knew that, and that all totaled, even with the $360 from Branson, all those expenses totaled $6,958. So all of the things that like daycare being less and medical being less, and some things got moved around to accommodate this 360 also. And there was $150 of rollover from July that I just don't account for really in here. And so what ended up happening was my student loans, I know this says balance, but it's going to be the actual amounts that we did. My student loans are set up for August and for September this way. My husband's, because I paid one off, his minimum amount ended up being $263 instead of $297. And then the extra that I put towards it was a little less than the 23 planned, and it was $2,200. And with that, and with the little bit of rollover amount, this actually works out to be exactly what it needs to be. I know that's a little weird, but the remaining down here, after you take out the debt payments, is like $2,000, which accounts for all of this extra and the rollover. Actually, if you account for all this extra, you're $150 short. So that's where that went. So I didn't put as much towards the debt as originally planned, and that was really just Branson was a little bit more than anticipated. I did not anticipate the prices of things like the Titanic Museum. That was $100 right there, especially after we got out of the gift shop. And all I bought at the gift shop was, I bought 2 pairs of socks and a rubber ducky. And I think that might have been like $30. So toddler loves ducks. She will tell you duck, quack all day long. She loves them. She walks around with them. So we got her a rubber ducky, and the socks were for my 2 older kids because they like socks. For some reason, they do. They enjoy their colorful, fun socks. So, I mean, that alone was right over $100 just for the Titanic Museum for a couple of hours for one day, plus everything else. So, overall, not bad. A little upset that I'm like $150 short on the loan payment, but did pay off one and like 95% of the second one. There's like a $20 balance right now. That will go away in 2 weeks, 1 week, whenever that we get paid again. I have it set up already to pay. So that'll be fine. We'll get rid of my husband's second loan and his third loan this month. So yeah, I mean, you see not everything works out exactly, but babies is a little bit over, but then we took $50 from dance, and what else? Coffee got reduced by $70, right? So while this might have been our starting budget, once we get into the month and we see, well, oh, I budgeted $100 for coffee. I'm not spending that much, but we need a little bit more in groceries to get the last bag of rice or the last 3 veggies for dinners, or, you know, we're almost out of formula for the baby and we really need another thing of formula, but we've already spent the $300. Where is that gonna come from? And so while you have a budget, it doesn't have to be like set in stone. Things can get shifted, they can get moved around as your month goes on and you see these things come up, right? Like, nobody's got a crystal ball. Nobody's gonna be able to see exactly what's gonna happen during the month. So budgets are good and it keeps you accountable, but they can also be a little flexible in where that money is. They cannot be flexible in spending more than you make, but they can be flexible in the categories and amounts in the categories during the month. So that is my August closeout little rant. I really hope that you have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye.